Guys, deluded you. Now, Mr. Sauce on Spill, N'Golo Kante of this YouTube thing. You learn a thing when you listen to me. I don't need to shout or rant. Let's get into it. Arsenal obviously won 2-0 against Brighton, so we might as well give the players some ratings. I'm going to start from literally the back. Peter Cech. Now, yes, you can say it's Brighton. Yes, you can say he wasn't troubled that much. Yes, you could say he did what he's asked for. But I was impressed with Cech. He stayed concentrated regardless of not being troubled that much. When he was equal to it. Yes, Brighton did have some opportunities that better sides will take advantage of, but none of that was Cech's fault. He did what he was asked for. Me included, Cech has a lot of quirks. We're all calling for another keeper. We know the age thing and it's going against him with each game, with each year, with each season that goes past. The question's going to be asked more. But today, Cech stood up to be counted. I saw him trying to help people manage the game as well when people are overindulging in certain things. So 7 out of 10 for Peter Cech. Mustafi, I really am a fan of Mustafi. I have a love-hate relationship because obviously he tried to leave the club. I must admit, people, I think there's a defender in there, but just like Xhaka, there's bad habits in players. Whether it's players don't want to learn from their mistakes and be smart enough to stop doing certain things, or they're not being pushed enough to stop making these errors. I think there's a defender in Mustafi, but he is very much frustrating, and he wasn't troubled that much today, but he showed it. Yes, he put in a number of good tackles, and he actually made one header that dealt with it, and I'm pretty sure he made a clearance off the line. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and he almost could have scored. Of course, he's a centre half. That doesn't matter. But he's also so frustrating. There was a defensive header. He had no awareness. Him and Monreal in the second half were beaten to it. Neither person had any awareness of where Glenn Murray was. Sometimes he dives in too much. He didn't dive in too much today. He was at fault a couple of times, getting caught in possession, playing passes he shouldn't have been playing, really. And yeah, man, he can be very frustrating, but 5 out of 10. Holding, I give him a 6. He wasn't troubled that much. He brought the ball forward. He played a number of decent passes. He swept up when he had to. He was beaten for pace early on in the first half. But other than that, 6 out of 10. And I really like him and I want him to keep playing. Monreal, I give him a 9 out of 10. Mr. Consistent. Probably our best player this month, to be honest with you. He is the player of the month. I know I don't personally believe he should be in the starting lineup for any team that wants to win the league. But you've got to give credit where credit's due. He's been selected. He's been consistent. Obviously, he scored today. But other than that, he swept up when he had to. He dealt with everything defensively when he had to, and he was equal to it. So I've got to give him that. He gets a 9 out of 10. Next, Monreal, Hector Bellerin, 8 out of 10. Obviously, 9 out of 10, you got to be doing what Monreal was doing, but he was very close. Again, he dealt with what he had to defensively. He's clearly been working on his final ball and his end products because he put in a number of crosses that I felt some players could have been braver. Couple of incidences, caught in possession, caught out positionally, but generally he had a good game. And again, me included, where a lot of us are on his back. So I give him an 8 out of 10. Kozlezniak, I give him a 7. Like Mustafi, at times he gives away needless fouls. He needs to be stop being so heavy-handed and what's the word? Naive in that sense, in that regard. He needs to stop being so heavy-handed and somewhat clumsy. But he dealt with it was a good battle, especially in the first half with Solly March. He came out on top, especially because Alexis didn't want to track back and help him in the first half. It was the Alexis show. And again, an outlet going offensively, dealt with his stuff defensively as well. Strong as hell. The guy is 30, man, and yeah, I'd hope he doesn't lose his source. 7 out of 10 for him, to be honest with you. Xhaka, I give him a 5 out of 10. He kept things ticking, but second half his standards did drop. He was giving away the ball. He was playing some hospital passes. He was putting people under pressure. He was clipping balls over the top today. His set pieces were immaculate, and his crossing was immaculate. And a lot of his passes was good, and he got involved and he was committed, and he made a number of good tackles. But again, like Mustafi, can be frustrating. So 5 out of 10. If he didn't do a couple things, he would have got a 6. But 5 out of 10. Ramsey, I actually want to give him a 4, but he wasn't. I actually want to give him a 4, but again, I like Xhaka, I have to give him a 5. First half, he had a stinker. Second half, he improved. He made runs and stuff. But the first half, the one game we needed runs in behind and movement, you showed none. You were caught out positionally a couple of times. You were trying to force passes. In the first half, low-key, I was getting annoyed because you were second best. I felt you were second best in every challenge you went in for. I like Ramsey, but I play it fair. So there's that. A couple of times he's playing it when people are offside. He's on a different wavelength. Alexis, let's be real. Now I'm talking about Alexis, guys. Let's be real. 3 out of 10 in the first half. He was misplaying passes. He wasn't tracking back. He wasn't fighting. It just wasn't happening for him in the first half. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, people. 3 out of 10. But he showed why he's Alexis Sanchez. 10 out of 10 in the second half. 10 out of 10 overall for this, because he made the difference. Ultimately, he got the assist. On another day, he scores. He's clearly not 100% and at the Alexis level he wants to be, and I personally think there's some mental issues going on in regards to when he tried to leave and the backlash and stuff still going on in his mind. and he's somewhat of him doesn't want to be here. But 10 out of 10 for him. Iwobi, I heard BT say, not Sky Sports, BT say it's his first Premier League goal in 9 months. That can't be true, people. If that was, that shows what I've been saying. Application, goals and assists. I think Iwobi, I don't want to talk about being world class and being better than this person and that. I believe Iwobi can be a good team player for us. He showed he can play on the flanks. That's not going to be him. He can play the 10. I actually think he could, as well as being able to play the 10, he can play deeper in midfield. It just makes him an ultimate better player. I believe in years to come, or now, he can be a good team player for us. But at the end of the day, goals and assists are the bread and the butter. And that's what he needs to introduce into his game. The passing was immaculate today. He did his standards did drop like everyone else's, and no one was amazing today. But he dealt with the passes. He made a number of bursting runs, and I saw him. He did kind of try and over-impress today. But I give him, he gets enough to get a 6/7 out of 10. I don't know yet. You know what he scored? 7 out of 10. But if that's his first goal in 9 months, like I said, that shows you need to improve the application, man. You're a good player. You should really have more than 1 goal in 9 months. You're a good player. Once Iwobi adds goals and assists into his game consistently, he'll be a big boy in this. And he needs to improve the shooting, man. Because between him and Sterling, you're both my guys, but you're both incredibly frustrating. I don't shoot much better, but yeah, 7 out of 10 for Iwobi, man. Lacazette, I give him a 6. Obviously, it didn't come off today on the goal scoring front, but he worked. Unlucky with that effort early on in the first half. He worked, he tracked back, he got involved with the build-up play, and he done his thing, and he will score on another day. I was impressed with his performance, but you can't get higher than a 6, to be honest with you. I don't know where it is with his athleticism, because he does look tired at times, but I would like him to stay. Has he completed 90 minutes? Honestly, legitimately, people, has he completed 90 minutes in the Premier League? Like, he keeps getting subbed. But he's my guy, and he worked his socks off. And if your striker's not scoring, that's what you want to see. He should have had an assist, and he should have had a goal, because between Alexis and Lacazette, they should have squared each other in today, and we should have won 4-5. And until we start being ruthless like that, you can forget talking about league titles. But that's the player ratings, people, man. I don't think I've missed anyone else out. If I have, that's an L, and I apologise. But Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Thank you very much for watching.